Hello, everyone. So welcome to this 2005 MC countdown practice session. And here, so MC actually has two names.
So
MC countdown practice session. And here, so MC actually has two names. MC
long ago.
practice session. And here, so MC actually has two names.
Long ago.
Practice session. And here, so MC actually has two names.
Long ago.
Practice.
Okay. Where's the change name? 找了半天也没找到。It doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch of things that doesn't matter. Where's the change name? 找了半天也没找到。Doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch of things that doesn't matter.
Sorry, I need to
Where's the
fix.
change name? 找了半天也没找到。Doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch of things that doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch of things that doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch of things that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch of things that doesn't matter. Whole bunch of things that doesn't matter.
Okay, so sorry for the trouble. I think the repeated voice just means the connection is fine, but we are making a repeated cycle. So now I have disabled on the YouTube broadcasting on my computer, and so it should be fine. And okay, so now let's maybe quickly officially restart. So welcome to this 2025 countdown practice. And when we name this, and in the past we name it as mascots, but in order to avoid any um, any copyright issue, we change it into MC. And so here MC also display actually my also is an abbreviation for my name. You know, my name is Math Coach, but of course you know my real name, which is already on this event announcement. And so for today, I think the procedure pretty much for everyone should be clear. And we are going to have first a round with to practice 12 problems, and where everyone can participate. And so when you participate, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you type only privately to me. And so the grading rule is, and in the first person would get the first correct answer would give 10 points, and the next correct answer would give 9 points, and so on. And then, as long as you get the question correct, you are going to get 1 point. I think for the for the real math countdown, you only have 45 seconds. But for the first round, as the problems are slightly complicated, so probably I will give you about 3 minutes to work on. And so within 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, we are going to end. And so which means one thing I need to prepare is to have the timer ready. And yes, and so if you want to display your state, you're welcome to do so after your numbers. And also there's a number one, and who is that? And these definitely not belong to the code I have distributed. Can you tell me what is the situation? Okay. So I have the timer out, and the final step would be I connect it to my
When are we
iPad.
starting the first round?
We are starting the first round, but I just need to finish all the setup. Then we start. So right now it's in the last step, which is I connect it to my iPad. So I think definitely our problems in the first round, spring round, as well as in the later rounds, and will be slightly difficult than the actual one, so that you will not you do not need to be upset if you feel it's difficult. Okay, it's almost there. And after you practice each question, I will for some problems I will quickly review and tell my method to solve it, and hopefully it could give you some help. Okay, so now we make one more progress, and which is already connected to my iPad. So for now, can I check with everyone that you could see the screen? And yes, if you could see the screen, and also can I make sure that you could? I think I needed to change a little bit and do not spam on the chat. So right now, I think it will be good because I have restricted to chat only to me and the co-host. And the rule is once I show the question, and then once you get the answer, you can directly chat to me. Do not chat to the co-host Kevin, chat only to me, and then what we are going to do is I will tell you who got it right or not, and then the first correct one would get 10 points and 9 points and so on. And after that, because I'm going to save the chat and give it to Kevin, so Kevin will double check, and whatever it is saved in the call in the chat history in my computer will be the official one, right? And then after the 12 questions, so we are going to have a short break, and then we can uh, everyone can do the check, and so we will start the next round. And for number one, what is the situation? And could you explain? And also, there's one question is, do we allow multiple submissions? And So I do allow multiple submissions, so you can correct mistakes, but please, behave in a nice way, which means like you do not see a counting problem. You do not guess from like one to three. If I see that it seems that you are just guessing one by one, then I may ignore your answer. So the answer may not be integers, and it could contain square root and fractions. And are there any other questions? If not, then and square root, I think you just can use sqrt and brackets to show it. And okay, if there's no other questions, then we are going to start our problem. And so here is problem one. Timer starts. Okay, so the first answer came from 169, which is wrong. And the first correct answer came from 257, get 10 points. 284, get 9 points. And 250 is wrong. 268, get 8 points. And after that, 271, get 7 points. 215 is wrong. 236 is wrong. And 158, get 6 points. And 705 is wrong, 206 is wrong, 910 is wrong, 917 is wrong, 273 is wrong, and 911 get four, be 5 points. And then after that, and 174 is wrong, 204 is wrong, and 181 is wrong, and 169 is wrong. 243 get 4 points. 144 is wrong. 921 is wrong. 236 is wrong. 250 get 3 points. And 229 is wrong. 261 is wrong. And 176 is wrong. And 181 is wrong. 296 is wrong. Now 5 get 2 points. And after that, the correct answer also came from 112 and 291 as 222, 289, and 112, 273, and 238, 905, 917. So that's a rough situation. Okay, so I will wait for 20 more seconds. And then 914, the answer is correct. If your name is not mentioned, then that means your answer is not correct. Yes, 204, the answer is correct. And after 204, the correct answer also came from 917 as well as, yes, time is up. So that is problem one. I think we have about 20 correct answers. And for this problem, how do we solve it? Would be we we think we may make a quick observation, right? So what we have is actually you would see that both sides are in the form of something, right? Plus 1 over something. And then we can think about the function, right? It's for y equals x plus 1 over x. What would be this, the graph of this function? And you could see that it has reaches the minimum value at if we draw for x is positive. How this function looks like. So we know that it reaches the minimum at x equals 1, and then it's getting bigger and bigger. So it's something like that. Uh, and or another way that you could change a variable, you could see that m plus 1 over m equals m plus 1 over n. So I will leave it to you to do the calculation. You will see that either m equals n or m is just the reciprocal of n, right? So why I select this problem? Because right now, what is a hot topic in economics? We are talking about reciprocal tariffs, right? Okay, so now for these, what we have then would be there are two possibilities. So either 3 over 4x plus 5 equals 6 over 3 minus x, or the other way around. So 3 plus 5 over 3 equals 6 over 3 minus x. So that is the thing. And for the first one, it is just 9 minus 3x equals 24x plus 30. So we get 27x equals negative 21. So this x is negative 21 over 27. So anyway, so negative 7 over 9. So anyway, it is a negative solution. And then the other case would be for 12x plus 15 minus 4x squared minus 5x equals 18. So we move out to one side. Then we get 4x squared. So minus 7x. Then plus 3 equals 0. Now 4 plus 3 is 7. So we can definitely factorize it. So it's with 4x 3 x1. So we need to fill in the sign properly. So this will be that, right? So x equals the other solution would be 3 over 4 or x equals 1. So it happens to be x1, x2, and x3, right? So this is the solution. Okay. So now this it would be means just a change of variables. Okay. Of course, you can expand out. When you expand out, this would be a cubic equation, right? But nowadays the tariff thing is really changing the world while we are doing this problem in related to reciprocals. Okay, so now next, problem 2. Now five's answer is wrong. The first correct answer came from 144 and who got 10 points. And after that, the wrong answer came from 158. Wrong answer came from 153. Wrong answer came from 275. Wrong answer came from 236, and correct answer came from 192, and that is second correct answer. Got 9 points. So 282, the answer is wrong. 174, the answer is wrong. 181, the answer is wrong. 188, the answer is wrong. The wrong answer also came from 181, 917, 195, 206 got the correct answer, and that is the third one, got 8 points. So after that, 103 got 7 points. And after that, 298 got it wrong, and 121 is correct, who got 6 points. And after that, now 5 is wrong. 282 is correct. 282 get 5 points. and 921 is wrong, 153 is wrong, 919 is wrong, 921 is correct, and this gives 4 points. So after that, 268 got 3 points, and 222 is wrong, 243 is wrong, 135 is wrong, 291 is wrong, 275 is correct, 275 get 2 points. So after that, 169 is wrong, 190 is wrong, 918 is wrong, and 284 is correct. So 284 get 1 point. So after that, I'm only going to announce the correct answer because there are so many answers. And so 238 is correct. And after that would be 114. And then the correct answer also came from 266, came from 153, came from 257, came from 112, came from 914, came from 909, came from 105, sorry, came from 218, and 298. I think I need to put top line first. Okay. And so now the problem stops. Now I will quickly need to go. So after this, I will count up. So about 158 is correct, and 215 is correct, and also 123 is correct, 197 is correct, and 920 is correct, 250 is correct. After that, 172 is correct, as well as 261, 273, 911, 296. Yes, I think that's all. For this question, we have about 30 correct answers. Okay, so give me one moment. Give me a moment, and I need to send the chat to the TA so that he could do the double checking. All right, so going to increase. Okay, so for that question, I will quickly tell my method, and which is to use kind of like the digits. So the idea is, and so there are three conditions. So at 1520, so the situations is at 1520, the Quincy was at the midpoint between Peter and Rachel. So Rachel catch up. So these will be the Rachel, and so there will be the midpoint. So Quincy is in between, and between Peter and Rachel, right? So then at 1530, So these Rachel, so they all came along this direction because each one has a constant speed. So here, these at 1530, they could catch up P with Q. Then this means what? So they are a distance, right? So this is 1 unit of distance, right? But they use how long? They use kind of like 10 minutes, right? So 10 minutes to catch up with this 1 unit. But then the other condition is 1535. And then uh, Rachel catch up with Peter. So Rachel catch up with Peter. So that would be 15 minutes. But then that is 2 units of it, right? So now this means 10 minutes times, so I will just write very sloppily, times r minus q, which means the speed difference. And then this will be r minus p, which means the speed difference. So the ratio has to be the the ratio has to be 1 to 2, which means if I see this is 3, right? So if I see this is 3 here, so that would be 30 kind of. Then the other part would be 4, right? And so to make the thing work, right? If this is 3 to 4, then this means what? Then it means Q minus P is what? Then Q minus P would be kind of 1, right? But Q catch up with P, it is still a 1 shorter period, so it will be 30. So that means immediately we get, so here it should be another 30 minutes, right? So now what is the answer would be 1520 plus 30 minutes. So that would be 15, uh, 50, right? So that is the idea. Okay, so that's problem 2. And I think please make sure that you always be on mute. Uh, and yes, you can assume one of the speed. And I think there's also a good idea, which is you assume that some person has speed 0. That makes works as well. And okay, so now and so we are going to move on into the third problem. I think we need to be a little bit quick. For this question, I'm going to change a little bit because in case just to make sure that you need to double check yourself because I will not announce the correct answer. And so you can just type and make sure that and you do not make any mistakes. And then I'm going to announce in the end who get it right or not. But I have to see that as of now, there will be so many answers that it is definitely more than half of the correct answers are wrong. So do double check, triple check, and quadruple check if you have already submit the answer and feel free to change because I'm only going to to read through and record the correct answer. So your wrong answer won't be recorded. There are three. There's still 20 more seconds to go. Okay, so time is up. Ooh, what's wrong with- Give me 1 moment as I quickly finish recording.
My correct answer for problem number 2 has not been recorded yet.
No, no worry. As long as you input it, it will be recorded. And
I for my second answer, I edited on my message. So can you allow that?
I'm sorry, if it's you did it on my message, then I cannot. So we have to keep the rules. And but
Yeah.
no worry. And there's still lots of other problems to the opportunities. And
If
so
you
for
submitted a
these,
correct answer and you decide to resubmit a wrong one, will the wrong one override the correct one?
the wrong one, in our manual process, the wrong one will not override the correct one. And but do not do that. Okay, so now I think for this question, so going to announce the first, I'm going to announce the correct answer as well as the the top 10 performers. And so the correct answer to this question is 43, and the top 10 performers are in order 257, 284, 261, 112, 291, 252, 158, 169, 123, and 229. That's at the top 10. And yes, and if you're sorry that if you input as a typo, then I cannot count it as right. All right, so there are 49 distinct integers, and so we only know there are 49 numbers, but what we care is about the 18th number. So there will be means there are 7 numbers here, and then there are 31 numbers here. So the idea would be if you want to make the 18th number as large as possible, then that means you have to make the beginning number probably as small as possible. Yes, 261, you are the third one to get it right. And okay, so in order to make this small as possible, so it will be 1 plus 2 plus dot 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 plus 17. And then suppose the largest number for 18 will be x, then we have x. Next number is at least x plus 1. Dot 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 is x plus 31, right? So now what we do is we do 1 plus 17, so 1 plus 17 times 17 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 31 times 31 divided by 2, and then plus 32x. That should equals 2025, right? And this has to be, uh, what would be the region? Less than equal to 2025, right? So this will be 17 times 9 plus 31 times 16. So we can quickly calculate it. This is 153. So 31 times 16. So 186, 31. So that is 496. 496 plus 153, that is 649, and then you use 2025 minus 649, you get 1,376. Am I right? If I made any mistake. And 1,376 divided by 32, you get 4, which is 128, and 96, that is 3, right? So exactly 43 is possible, right? So we can actually solve this equation, right? This equality can be true. Okay, so there's a rule, there's a question about what happens if there are two people tied with the same score. In that case, before the one-to-one knockout round, we are going to start a tiebreaker to start, like with one or two problems to start with. But hopefully this situation won't appear. That's my feeling. All right, so I think we need to be a little bit quick. So next is problem 4. Okay, as there are so many submissions, to speed up the process, I'm only going to announce who got the correct answer. And so the correct answer came in order from first is 153, second is 169, and then 268. So after that, 112 get it right. And then there are too many wrong answers. And 229 get it right. So 229 get 6 points. So after that, 158 is correct. And after 158, 151 is correct. And 181 is correct. And after 181, 236 is correct. And 252 is correct. So now we already accumulated 10 correct answers. So that's good. So after that, the correct answer came from 121, 905, 199, 137, 215, 257, as well as 291, 218, and 282, 206, and 250. And I think that's it, right? Again, you see there are many wrong answers. And 245, the answer is correct. 204, the answer is correct. 245, the answer is correct. 204, the answer is correct. And after that, the correct answer came from 284, 284, 137, and then 167. Okay, so now this is the end. Okay, so now what is the idea for this problem? This would be you have three things add up together, and each factor, each term is a product of anything. So that's why what we see would be we see that this typical trick would be factorization, right? So now we get the common factors, which are n factorial, and then they times 1 plus n plus 1 plus n plus 2 times n plus 1. And then clearly in these brackets, the first two terms add up to n plus 2, then plus n plus 1 times n plus 2, right? So then it becomes what? Then it becomes a common factor n plus 2. And then inside it, we have 1 plus n plus 1. So that means it is n factorial times n plus 2 squared, right? So now, what can make this divisible by 49? Which means we need to have two factors of 7. So the possibility would be either 7, right? So either 7 divides n plus 2, or 7 squared divided by n factorial, which means n is at least 14. So what we have is we are going to have 14, 15, 16, and we are going to have 5 and 12, right? And you add up together, and then this gives 62, right? So really needs to be careful, right? So in the past 4 problems, yes, it's a challenging work for me and Kevin, and but it also means there are so many wrong answers, right? So really needs to be careful and learn from the mistakes. Okay, so now next. Problem 5. Again, to speed up the process, I will only mention the correct answer. This question, unfortunately, is a similar situation as expected. So the wrong answer definitely dominant much more than the correct answer. The first correct answer comes from 174 and followed by 229 and 270, 229 and 181, 206, 261, 112, 905, 296, 266. So that's the top 10. Yeah, about 1 minute and a half. And now the correct answer also came from 151, 243, 167, 135, 142, 215, 119, as well as 238, 222, 298, 282, and 257, 291, 190, 197, and 918, 158, 268, 931, 227, 218, 89, as well as 169, 234, as well as 252, 927, 218, 121, 137, 250, 284, 917, 144, 920, 172, 153, 227, 199, 188, and 119. And after that, I also see the 267. Got it right. Okay, so that's it. Okay, for this question, it's actually not so difficult. We need to see that there are two conditions, right? The first condition is there are exactly two numbers that are divisible by 2. But here we need to be careful is exactly 2, which means there are only two even numbers, right? So that's easy, right? Maybe we can say 2 and 4. Also, they say that there are exactly 13 of these numbers are divisible by 13. So, this is this thing, that's fine. 13 multiples, right, of 13, then that's fine. That this is 13, 26, 39, and so on, right? Up to 13 times 13 times 169. The first thing that you need to check is, you know, do not think that, we are having a very challenging session. It's the same for Math Cons National, right? So the question cannot be that easy. So this must be wrong. And the reason for it wrong is because it includes the even numbers. So what we have to construct would be 13 times 1, 13 times 3, dot, dot, dot. You need to times 13, 13 numbers. Oh, then that if you times 13 numbers, then it would be 13 times 25, right? However, what you could do is you can remove these a little bit. You can put 26 here. You can allow 52 here. Then these will be even numbers. While so here you can only go into, then you only need, what you need to do here is you only need to have 11 numbers. These are the two numbers, right? Altogether, there are 30 numbers of multiple of 3. And so here, then this becomes 21, right? So then you use 13 times 21, then you get the answer 273. Finished. Okay, so this question we do finish in about 5 minutes. Okay, so no worry if just in case that I miss your name, I miss mentioning your name, but you still get the correct answer. That's possible. And the reason is right now my mind is not super clear as I did not pretty much did not sleep in order to find all these 80 questions for today. So but all the chat has been saved. So whatever it is, Kevin Kevin will do a better work and to make sure that every correct answers will be awarded with points. So Kevin, right now everything is fine, right, for the first 5 problems? Kevin, did you receive my chat through the chat? Okay, so now let's move on.
Wait, how many points does 10th place get?
What? How many points is?
10th place.
10th place get 1 point, and so on, and all the other ones.
I think I got the correct answer of 273.
No worry, it will be counted because after each question finished, I save my chat and to Kevin, so Kevin will
Oh,
use some more advanced tools to do the grading.
okay.
So Kevin, you can check the chat history and maybe search the correct answer, whatever, so that you could find to make sure that definitely it works. So 16A just means 16 times A. And this means 118 times A. It does not mean multiple digits. Okay, so now the first correct answer came from 296. After that, the next correct answer came from 238. And 261 got the correct answer. So we have 3 correct answers as of now. And then correct answer came from 229, from 197, from 174, from 181, from 119, from 291. Right. This is we really have a strong group, right? In within 100 seconds, we get more than 10 correct answers. Next, the correct answer came from 927 to 84, and 268, 206, 190, and after that, 257 is correct, and 144 is correct, 222 is correct, 167 is correct. And after that, the correct answer came from 215, from 919, from 905, from 158, from 112, from 188, and from 289. Okay, so that's the situation. Yes, we have lots of correct answers. And so sorry, 298. And you type it before after I stop, so it's unfortunately won't count it. All right, so now and uh, now let's quickly see that since A has 24 correct answers, we know that if A has P1 alpha 1, P2 alpha 2, PS alpha S, the number of factors would be alpha 1 plus 1 times alpha 2 plus 1 times alpha S plus 1. So here 24, we know as a factorization would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So it could has at most, you know, 4 different prime factors. Okay, so number 16A has 56 dividers, right? Because 16A is 2 to the power 4 times A, right? So if A has no factors at 4, then we will have 4 plus 1. So as 4 plus 1, which is 5, does not divide with 56. So we know that A has prime factor 2, right? And so A has prime factor 2, and then we could count the ratio, right? So it would be mean, the ratio then would be means, so if A is 2 to the fourth times 2 to the power of alpha 1, then we get alpha 1 over 1 divided by alpha 1 over 5. So that would be 24 over 56, which there's a common factor 8, which is the 3 over 7, right? So I think then it's easy to see that we get alpha 1 equals 2, right? Okay, so next, 108. 108a is what? It is 2 it is divisible by 4, right? So it would be 2 squared times 27 times 3 to the cube times a, right? So a is 2 to the power of square of something, right? So again, 3 as 3 plus 1 does not divide by 70. So a has prime factor 3, right? So we could see that then the situation would be this is 2 to the power 4 times 3 times 3 plus alpha 2, right? So which means a has to be, this a must be 2 alpha 1, 3 alpha 2. And now what is the situation? The situation would be alpha 2 plus 1. This is 3 times alpha 2 plus 1. Well, this is 5 times alpha 2 plus 3. That equals the ratio of 24 over 70. Right? We simplify a little bit, then that gives alpha 2 plus 1 over alpha 2 plus 3 would be 8 over 14, which can be simplified to 4 over 7. Oh, sorry. This would be 3 alpha 2, so this would be alpha plus 4, right? There'll be one more. So, after you see 4 and 7, which does not seem to be so good, then you could then immediately know the answer. So alpha 2 is, what? Alpha 2 is 3, right? So alpha 2 is 3. Okay, so now what the situation is quite clear now. So A is 2 to the square, 3 to the 3, and then times something else, right? So this covers 3 and 4. Maybe we have another factor, then maybe we have another prime factor P3. So it'd be something like that. And then it has 12, 24, yes. And then for about 12a, then what looks like 2 to the power 4 times 3 to the power of 4 as well, times p, right? So the number of factors, of course, would be 4 plus 1 times 4 plus 1 times 1 plus 1, which is 50. Finished. So that would be a quick calculation. Now let's move on to problem 7. That question is slightly challenging. Okay, so the first correct answer came from 181, followed by 142, 112, 266, and then 257. After 257, the correct answer came from 215, 206, 268, 158, as well as not there yet. 238. Hmm. 291, 284, 151 to 296. $261. $920. Okay, so this question, the answer is slightly small. Wrong. Okay, so now let's see how we solve this question. And the typical, we can first, it's easy to see that 5, clearly it means 5 is 2 plus 3, 7 is 3 plus 4, and so on. So what is the typical structure would be? So it is n plus 1, then times n squared plus n plus 1 squared, right? So here we know that the typical structure for these would be telescoping. Well, for telescoping method, in order for telescoping method to work, you need to make sure the situation would be that we have some minus sign, right? If everything is plus, then we cannot cancel out. So we need minus sign. And then what is the trick to here is we can create minus sign through this, which is n plus 1 minus n. And then this becomes n plus 1 plus n times n plus 1 squared minus n squared. So this would become n plus 1 squared minus n squared. A minus b times a plus b is a squared plus b squared. And then plus n squared. And then this becomes n plus 1 to the cube minus n4 to the cube, right? Okay, so now the situation becomes much easier, which what we need to do is we need to do, so s is what? So s start with 3 to the fourth minus 2 to the fourth plus dot 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 in the end. So this will be 4 to the fourth minus 3 to the fourth, right? Plus dot 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 plus finally it will be 100 to the fourth minus 99 to the fourth. But all these cancel out, right? The only thing left would be 100 to the fourth minus 2 to the fourth. Regarding the last three digits, of course, it will be 1000 minus 2 to the power of 16, and you get 984. Okay, so that's problem 7. Okay, so we are going to move on. Problem 8. So my chat my chat window function well, but there's no correct answer yet. There's no correct answer yet. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that your argument really works. Okay, so the first correct answer came from 151. And also for this problem, this is a question that once you know you get the answer, you know the answer must be correct. 238 is correct. $268 is correct. $174 is correct. 250 is correct. $167 is correct. 282 is correct. 284 is correct. Now, 236 is correct. 158 is correct. And after that, and yes, 215 is correct. Okay, and so fortunately, 112, you are passing my stopping line, so it won't be counted. Altogether, there are 12 problems. And for this question, so first, I want to release the answer, right? So this is what I mean. The answer is the thing that once you get this number, you are pretty sure that the answer must be correct. Okay, so now let's have a look. So here there are three kind of like line segment ratios are giving, but there are two pairs. The first pair is 4 AE equals ED, which means, so this means AE is 1/5 of AD. A similar one would be 4CH equals BH, which means CH equals 1/5 of BC. The other pair would be, I'm going to directly write down the other method. So this means DF is 1/3 of AD, while BG is also 1/3 of BC. So how to think about that? So we have, you have the line here. This is small. This is small. So what you could do is you can connect a diagonal. Then what you have is that the area, the quadrilateral AECH, I claim that is 1/5 of the quadrilateral ABCD. Because ABCD has been cut into two triangles. In each part, these AECH occupies 1/5. And similarly, what happens would be BFDG is 1/3 of the whole quadrilateral ABCD, right? Okay, so now how to add up these together? If we add up these together, it would be what? It would be, shaded region plus 2 times what? IJKL, right? IJKL, right? So which is 960 plus 2 times 60. So that would be 1080, right? So the answer would be 1080 divided by 1/3 plus 1/5, which is 1000, which is 1080 divided by 8/15, which is 1080 times 15/8, right? This happens to be 135 times 15, which happens to be this year number, 2025. Now, do you feel happy? Right? Okay, so now, can you guess what is the origin of this problem? And okay, so now you can, yes, you can put to everyone. I just open the chat. The thing is, some people think this is China TST. And yes, this problem came from China. It came from a grade 6 math competition that happens in February this year, and for primary school group grade 6. And it is now the last problem on that competition. But anyway, the geometry is very fine. Okay, so now we are going to move on. Problem 9. And for this question, the born place was in the US, so you don't need to be intimidated by that. Okay, so the first correct answer came from 158. Oh, there are so many correct answers came out. Then followed by 181, 275, 261, 268, and then 284, 197, and 151. And next will be 206, 927. So that's just already wasting a minute. We already have more than 10 correct answers. So next correct answer came from 298, 112, 222, 229, and 167, 245, 142, 289, 296, 172, 291, 273, 238, 257, 215, 250, 190, 169, 227, 218, and 204, 252, 135, 266, 917, 135, 920, 905, 119, and 188, 931, Okay, so unfortunately, in the end, we don't have too much correct answers. So A, B, C, D is 400. So now, we first definitely we need to do the prime factorization of 400. So 400 is 2 squared times 100 is 100 2 squared times 5 squared. So it is 2 to the power of 4 times 5 squared, right? And so what we have to do is, then we know that for A, B, C, D, E, each of them must only could have factorized 205, 205, and we can write down the exponents maybe as x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. What do we have? Then x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 is 4, right? Then y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4 plus y5 is 2, right? Well, each xi, yi is non-negative integers, right? So when we use whatever the stars and bar model, what we have to use is we have to use this because there are, right, so there are four four stones, and then how many bars are there? The plus sign, so there are 4 bars. So we could do 8 choose 4, which is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 over 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. So that would be 70. The other would be 6 choose 4. So it would be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 divided by 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. So this is 15. So the final answer is just multiply these two, right? So for the standard, so this is just the application of standard stones and bar model. Okay, now that's 9. And next, we're going to move on to problem 10. And also, I see answer came in very fast, but there's no correct answers yet. Okay, so now I see first answer came in around 1 minute and a half. Let me just double check everything. And the correct answer came from 158, and then 218. Yeah, so for this question, definitely the answer cannot be 2025, as the answer should be greater than KB squared, which is more than 2025. 197 got it right. I think I'll just wait for 30 more seconds.
The answer has to be more than 2025 because KB is 56 and AKB is 90.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
I really hope that we could have one more correct answer. No. Okay, anyway, I think this is a question we only have 3 correct answers, if I remember correct. Okay, oh yes, and so 153, your answer is, oh no, 153, your answer is also not correct anyway, don't worry. Okay, and so the idea is, so here what I want to see, when you see these kind of, you see the right angles. In all these square, we have all the right angles. These things, how to make the right angles, make the full use, and the idea would be the geometric.
What was the answer?
Yeah, I'm going to announce the answer. So geometric transformation. So what does it mean is, now suppose I construct another square which is kind of like you rotate the whole thing 90 degree. Now what would the situation happens? What happens? Now what are the numbers we know, right? So I'm going to write down, this is 65, this is 56, right? And this is 56. Am I right? Okay, so now what happens? What happens is this is 56, right? So square root of 65 square minus 56 square, which is square root of 65 plus 56 times 65 minus 56. So that will be square root of 11 squared times 3 squared, that is 33. So which means, if I name these L, so what I just calculated is KL is 33. So this tells us CK prime, which is AK, right? Which is 56 minus 33, which is 23, right? Okay, so now what is the area of the square? AB square is AK square plus KB square, which is 23 square plus 56 square, which gives uh, which gives 3,665. I think you could hear my voice, right? And some people say that I was muted. Can I check? Can you hear my voice? Okay, so that's fine. And so this is the correct answer, right? All right, and so now let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we are so strong in this question. The answer came in very fast. The first from 97 and then from 158. And after that, the third correct answer came from 245. And then after 245 is 261. And after 261, 905 get it right. So that's the first five correct answer. So after that, 137 get it right. 172 get it right. And after that, 103 is right. 238 is right. And 169 is right. So that is the first 10 correct answer. The correct answer also came from 257, 284, 298, 215, 273, 121, 151, 282, 291, 206, 181, 931, 268, and 921 and 918, right? And so in the end, we have a bunch of correct answers. Okay, so for this question, it is better that, for a person, he could be admitted by the in the first hour, and he could admit it by in the second hour. So there are lots of choices. So it's kind of like the better way or quicker way would be it's kind of like we do complementary counting, which is we guess what is the probability that a person is not admitted in, like, see how to in n hours. And then the first hour would be they have a probability of 1 minus a third that is not admitted. And then the next would be 1 minus a fourth. The next would be dot 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 1 minus m minus 2, 1 over m minus 2, right? So this will be 2 times 3 and 4 times 3, dot dot dot, then m minus 2, m minus 3, right? Okay, so now the situation is, and so all these things cancel out, right? All these things cancel out. Then what we get is we get 2 over m minus 2, right? So that is the whole probability. And now, right now, what is the situation is, and we want the expected number to be 40, 60 people join. So 60 people join, and 48 admitted, which means 12 not admitted. The ratio would be this is this is 4 over 5, this is 1 over 5. So what we get is 2 over n minus 2 equals 1 over 5. Sorry, this would be n plus 2, n plus 2, right? Okay. So I made this should be n plus 1. Yes, well, yes, it's getting bigger. So this is n plus 2 plus 2. Okay, so now n is 2 times 5 minus 2, which is 8. Okay, so finished. All right, with nearly about 1 hour and a half, now we are on the last question. And here is problem 12. Oh, sorry. Back to normal. In the first minute, so far, I do not see any correct answers. So when you submit the answers, you must make sure that you do get the answer, right? Okay, so the first correct answer came from 296. The answer is not an integer. The answer is not an integer.
能抓？哎，过来过来。
The next correct answer came from 997, 238, 245, 181, 284, 261, 222. Now, if I record correct, we have 8 correct answers now. 112, 284. Okay, so that's a perfect question for me because we exactly have 10 correct answers. And so yes, and 917, I'm just going to be generous. Your answer is correct as well. Okay, so now how to calculate it? So this is, we have a circle and also we have parallel lines. Definitely there are lots of, definitely what happens is there will be lots of similarity involved, right? And so what we could do is we could see that. So is there a way that we can figure out what are the things? There are two similarities. The first similarity is triangle AFD is similar to triangle ABE, right? So that is one thing. That is a typical structure. The other typical structure would be triangle ACD is similar to triangle BDE, right? Now, if that is the case, then what we could see? We could see that AC over DC That is BE over DE, right? Because AC over DC is this angle versus that angle. Then it will be this angle versus that angle. Now the good thing is because we know AC is 5, we know CD is 4, so BE is something we don't know yet, but DE is 3. So now we can get BE, right? So BE is 15 over 4. Okay, so if BE is 15 over 4, then we can put this in. Then which we get AD over DF equals AD plus DE, which is AE over BE, right? So now what we have? We don't know AD yet, but we know DF is 2. We don't know AD yet, but we know DE is 3. Do we know BE? Yes, we know this is 15 over 4. So what we get is 15 over 4 AD equals 2 AD plus 6. We get 7 over 4 AD is 6. All we get AD is 24 over 7, right? So we get AD. And once we get AD, what do we want? We want BD, but that's simple, right? So BD times DC equals AD times DE. That is the intersecting chord theorem. So 24 over 7 times 3, that equals CD, which is 4 times 7 over something, right? So 24 times 3 divided by 4, 72 divided by 4, 18. It must be that, right? Okay. So now we can claim the victory, right? So about 1 hour and a half, we finished 12 questions. So I hope no matter how many questions you solve, you do enjoy this process and kind of like strengthen your problem solving techniques a little bit. And so next I'm going to pass it to Kevin. So how shall we determine the 12 winners and for the next one-to-one round? Kevin?
Yeah, all right. In order to determine the winners for one-on-one round, you might note on the leaderboard, we have a whole bunch of scores there. So we'll seed you guys based off of the scores there, and only the top 12 will be going into the countdown round. For the countdown round,
So-
it'll be a single elimination, where the top 4 will be get an automatic bye in the first round.
So maybe we do that. So now it's 12 minutes past the round clock. So we will have a short break. So so in the next 8 minutes, and so we are going to sort out who is the top 12. And so also Kevin is going to announce the thing that you can double check. And then we start in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to stop the share for now. And Kevin, you want to share, you can share the screen for the result or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So you can find all of the top players on the following Google leaderboard sheets or Google Sheets. And if you want to do any challenges before the end, there is a Google form on that sheet. Additionally, I can also post the link to that sheet into chat right now.
I think there's about 2 minutes to start, and if you do feel there's any record that is wrong about your scores, you can dispute. And so, as some of you predicted, fortunately or unfortunately, we do have number 12 and number 13, and both got the same result. So we have to do a tiebreaker round first, and then we start the other 12 round. Oh, sorry, I noticed there's one more thing that I need to sort out as well. And probably for number 2 and number 3 currently have the same scores. We'll keep it as it is. But for number 4 and number 5, we need to make it fair as they will have different round of notations. So I will have one more problem. So we are going to do 2 tiebreakers. So bear with me. Okay, so now we are going to start. If there is no further dispute, and I think that's how we start. And no, so the thing is, so now I will keep the chat open so that the two people that is on one-to-one round, everyone can see the answers. But please be a friend. Do not type something, right? Or maybe I will give you 30 seconds to denote whatever you want. And so then, for all the other people, if you want to type your answer to check whether it's correct or not, you can do it, but you have to privately chat me, and I will let you know if time allows, whether you get it right or not.
这是数学的。
So that is the rule. So now let's start we need to select from 206 and 174. So everyone, please do not chat now. Only 206 and 174. Can you put a smiley face to everyone so that I know you are here? Then I start. The problem. Everyone else, please be quiet for the moment. Yes, I see both 146 and 194, 174 are here. So now I'm going to share the screen and show the problems and so when you have the answer, please do public chat for 206 and 1974, please. Okay, so now the problem is already showing on the screen. So we have a regular hexagons and it has been divided into 5 triangles. The area of the 2 are given, and we want to find the area of the third one. So 206, your answer is wrong, and 174, you should public chat, and your answer is wrong as well. So now you two are on the same page. So I have to save my problem. I do not want to change into another problem. So you two can just continue. Whoever first got the correct answer will count. Yes, area. We want this as a regular hexagon, but we know the area of the 2, and we want to find the third one. As a hint, can you first figure out what is the area of the whole regular hexagon? So 206 and 174, do you have the answer? So for any other people, if you have the answer, you can privately chat me and I can tell you whether it's right or wrong. So 181, the answer is not right. No. 206, the answer is not right. Again, so what I'm selecting is this is a grade 6 primary school computation problems in China, so it won't be so difficult, which means it can be calculated. So 206 and 174 both get 2 answers, but still that is not correct. So, and also another hint would be use ratios to solve this problem. And don't worry, 206 and 174, you are not alone. And so far, nobody get the correct answers yet. And maybe I need to give you one more hint, which is think about the center of the irregular hexagon. And think about the 3 mean diagonals, think about the height. You have to make the whole picture in control. You have to make the whole picture in control. Yes, 174. What you claim is correct, and that also gives a hint to 206. That's good. But still, you two haven't got the answer yet. Do not think the problem too hard. This question definitely can be calculated mentally. And 206, the answer is not right. Yes, this question can calculate mentally as long as you think, how far away is this point P away from the center. Away from the center. Oh, maybe I give one more hint, which is can you identify what is AP versus PB? 206 and 175, 74. What is that? Okay. So people suggest that we should move on, and so I think, and this is just try the luck. So I'm going to quickly explain. So as move on, then you two, whoever get the correct answer under my hint would work, right? Okay. So here the situation is why this 42 is much bigger because we have the height here, right? And also we know that the total height, right? So this would be the total height, right? So the total height, oops, what's wrong? The total height is here, right? So the total height is this one, right? So CDP is very big, it's very large, right? So this y, so this, so I will split this 8 as, so I will split this is 8 plus 42 as 8 plus 17 plus 25. Do you agree? Which is, so that is why how it works. That is how it works. Yes. So that means AP equals PB. That is 8 over 25. Yes. Both of you still have the chance, right? This is not the final answer. And now what we need to do, and we need to rotate our head a little bit, right? So to the other direction, which is EF and which is EF and CB, right? So how the height looks like? The height would looks like here, right? So now what about EFP, right? What about triangle EFP? What about triangle EFP? Right? Still 206 and 175, that is the chance. Otherwise, I release the answer, then I waste this problem. So EFP is definitely greater than 25, right? It's greater than 25. So it is 25 plus something, and that is the answer. So I'm going to, okay, so 206 wins. So it is 25 plus the other 8, right? Because it's AP side. And the final answer is 33, okay? So that is add on round. Okay, so now 206 wins, and we need to quickly move to determine who is number 4, who is number 5. And what are the two persons? Can you put smiley faces so that, sorry, we are, so 181 and 268. Can you put smiley faces? Yes, 181 is here, 268. Okay, so now here is the problem. So this question, definitely, I know that you should be able to solve it fairly fast because that is a algebra problem. This is easy, yes. Two, that is 2. So 181 get the answer, but it's not exactly correct. 268, your answer is correct. $268, your answer is correct, but you should type to everyone. Yes, and so 268 would become number 4, and then 181 is number 5. Now this has been determined. Yes, the answer is, there are two ways to express the answer. That is 71 over 8, or 8.875. So remember that So this actually has a recursive relationship if you use Vita theorem. So now that's it. Okay, so now I think we are going to move on into the next real round. And so Kevin, and could you help to put who versus who so that everyone can easy to note. And then I start. So 268 win in the next round. Okay, so now the first round, if I remember correct, should be 257 versus 112. Okay, so two of you, could you say hello or whatever the way you want, and so that we can start. Okay, so both of you are here. So now there are 5 problems in each round. The person who firstly gets 3 points will win. And so in the math count, the rule is only 45 seconds. But for us, we will see that as long we will wait until one of you gets the correct answer. Yes, for the 2 players, please do public chat. Please do public chat. Okay. So now here is round one. Give me one moment. I need to have my answer ready so that I can check. Okay, so yes. So here is problem one. Between 257 and 112. Whoever get the correct answer, please, whoever get the answer, please do public chat. 112 gets the correct answer. The correct answer is 75. And for this average problem, and you can actually do a rounding and you check if it's near 80, and then that would be easy. Yes, 252, your answer is also correct, but 112 is it's 120 to 252. Next, maybe I put the correct answer in case if you want to watch the playback and review it. Okay, so now 257 get the correct answer. The correct answer is 21, right? And so the least common multiple of 14 and 12, 21 is actually 42. And you use 1000 divided by 42, then deduct the 2-digit number. Okay. But here I think there's a bug, which is 257 first get the correct answer, but then change it into the wrong answer. But anyway, we only to count the correct answer. So it is not it is not 84. Okay, so now this is now we are 1 to 1. Okay, so now next. This is an algebra problem. Now 5, the answer is wrong. One twelve. The answer is correct. The correct answer is 4. So you have to use the formula like x cubed minus y cubed is x minus y and so on to do a little bit of calculation. So this is algebra problem. Next one. That is a coordinate geometry problem. $2.38, your answer is correct. $2.57, your answer is correct. Now we are tied to 2-2. For this question, what you can do is you can first calculate the area of triangle ABC, and then because for the parallelogram, you can just double it. Okay, so now it's very exciting. So now we are on the final important question. That is problem 5. Okay, so 257 is the first one to get the answer, but that answer is sorry, which one? 257 get the correct answer. That is right? So 90 plus 10 is 100, that is 10 square, and also 90 and plus 10 is 90 times 10 is 900, right? The correct answer to this question is 90. Okay, so now, so 257 wins and moves to the next round. Okay, so now we are going to move on to round 2. So this is between who and who. Okay, so 181 versus 206. So 181, 206. Could you type something to me so that I know both of you are there? 206 is there. Is 181 there? Okay. So now we are going to start. The first problem. This is a word problem. Okay, so 206 wins. The difference is 50 cents, right? So with a 20% discount, they differ by 10 cents. So for the whole price difference, it will be 50 cents. So it's actually a simple division. 10 divided by 20%. Okay, so now next. Problem 2. Two or six, the answer is wrong. 181, the answer is wrong. 181, the answer is correct. Now it's 1-1. And for this question, so I want to tell you, I'm not sure, for those of you who have ever learned geometry with me, there's a special method which is very powerful, especially in middle school computation, which is called grade method. You can divide the whole thing into a 3 by 3, then you count, this is how many squares does it occupy. Then it's easy to get the ratios. Okay. Next, problem 3. $181, the answer is correct. And yes, 206 is also got it. It's really fast. This is actually just 3 times 7 times 11. So 8 factors means it is a product of 2 prime factors, right? So we can imagine that the real math national competition must be very exciting, and we have a very, very strong group. Okay, so now problem 2. That question needs a little bit of time to do the calculation. Yes, of course, it has to, the three numbers, the three side lengths has to satisfy the triangle inequality. 206, the answer is wrong. So it means, if you have 7, 8, 9, this will be counted only as 1. $252 and 905, the answers are wrong. $261 and 195, the answers are wrong. $181, your answer is correct. So now what is the scores? Yes, I think it's 3-1. So actually, 181 wins. So the answer to this question is 7. But in order for the questions to make it prepared, so maybe we open this useless question to everyone. So if you get the answer, you can put it on public chat. Yes, 238, the answer is correct. The answer is to this question is 6. So this just means you need to verify a little bit, like how big, how small on that based on the equation. All right, so now that will be the second round finishes. Let's move on to the next round. Round 3. So it's 296 versus 238. So 296 versus 238. Could you? Okay, so I see 296 and 238 both. Okay, other people, please be quiet. And now this here is problem 1. $296, your answer is correct. And 238, of course, your answer is correct. But now 296 get 1 point. This is actually a real math countdown problems back a few years ago. Okay, so this is quite simple, right? So you just, this is really depending on how fast you read the question. This question itself is so simple. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, and so on, right? So also I suggest you, I think you have to. So if you are lucky to really appear on the stage, make sure that you do have a practice on how you read the problems through the screen and be kind of like not be affected by the environment, and that kind of practice I think is important. And now next, problem 2. Please keep the chat clean. Now 5, the answer is wrong. Okay, so 238, the answer is correct. And of course, 296 get the correct answer as well. And so now this is 1-1. So for this question, essentially what we need to remember is this is actually means 3 to the power n of 200 is greater than 10. So if you remember all these numbers, then that will definitely help you, right? So the answer to this question is 6. That is also a real math count problem. Okay, so now next, problem 3. So 296, the answer is wrong. Now 5, the answer is wrong. $2.38, the answer is wrong. $9.21, the answer is still wrong. $195, the answer is wrong. $2.27, the answer is wrong. $2.50, the answer is wrong. $2.61, the answer is correct. $2.38, the answer is correct. Okay, so now it's 2 to 1, and the correct answer is 1,613. So what you do is for the hundreds, units, and tens digits, you can just use this is about 1/10. Well, for the thousand digits, you need to count that there are some 1,000 something, right? Then you could get it. All right. So now this is problem 3. I think now the score is 2 to 1. So now if everyone's ready, so we are going to move on to problem 4. $2.96, the answer is correct. The second answer is correct. Okay, so now so the correct answer is 48.5. So you can count, you can separate into 3 parts and count, right? So this part is 30 degrees, this is actually 6.5 degrees, this is 10, this is 12 degrees, right? Add up together. Okay, so now it is again go to 2 to 2. Okay, so it's a very intense competition, and the result will be determined by the next problem 5. $2.96, the answer is correct. And now 296 wins this round. So the correct answer to this question is 21, right? And for that question, essentially what we do is we do the prime factorization, then we could get it. All right, so now this is round 3. Now we are going to be on round 4. So 284 versus 229. 284 and 229, can you see something? Okay, so both of you are here. So now we are going to move on to the first problem. The first problem is a probability question. Okay, so 284 got the correct answer just 1 second before 181. But we need, by our rule, because we have only a simple rule, and whoever get the correct answer get the point. But in the real math count 284, so you are not going to get the point, but 181 is going to get the point. Okay, so 284, it's 120, right? So this we need to really calculate carefully. The question asking how many red balls you cannot get a fraction. Right? So the calculation is simple. It's just like you use the repeated part 2 over 3 plus 4, 5 minus 1, then times 90, right? Okay, so now, next. Yes, yes, this question belongs to, sorry, I misread. Yes, this is question goes to 284, yes. All right, so next problem, problem 2. Yes, at 132, your answer is correct. Yes, 284, your answer is correct. Yes, this question is actually very simple, which just means if this is equation 1, this is equation 2, because they have a common factor x plus y, so 1 minus 2 is actually gives y squared minus x squared, which is 36 minus 4, which is 32. All right, so now next. The next question would be important, which is problem 3. $119, the answer is wrong. Yes, $181, your answer is correct. You can delete your message, 153. 284, the answer is not correct. $284, now the answer is correct. All right, so now I think this question, the tricky part is we need to build up the number sets, right? So 12 over 35 looks complicated. The number sense tells me this is 5 plus 7 times 5 times 7. So this is 1 over 5 plus 1 over 7. So this is actually a traditional problem, right? So I just change this a little bit to make it slightly difficult. But essentially that's still it's to calculation 1 over 7, which is 0.142857. Repeat it. Okay. All right. So now I think there's still 2 more questions, and we can open the thing to the public. Problem 4. Okay. So I think 229 get the correct answer for these problems, and because this means what is the slope for that? The slope for that is y equals negative 3 over 2x something. Right, so the slope is negative 3 over 2. This is k1, so the k2, the perpendicular, should be 2 over 3, which means y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2 is 2 over 3. So you get 17 minus 19 divided by j minus 2 is 26 over j minus 2 is 2 over 3. Then you could get J is 2 plus 13 times 3, which is 41. Okay. So that is this problem. Next, problem 5. So that question is a little bit challenging. So 229 already won the glory by solving the problem 4 correct. So I hope 229 can also get this problem 5 correct. 275, your answer is not correct. Okay, oh sorry. But 284 already get this question correct. Yes, the correct answer is 399. So the smallest, the 3-digit number that has the sum of digits is 21. The smallest positive integer that has the sum of digit 21 happens to be divisible by 21 actually. All right, so now we are going to move on into the round 5. I think it's going to be more exciting as some people are already playing the second round. Okay, so 158 and 257, can you see hello? Okay, but it's 250. Okay, 257. Okay, so now this is the first problem. That is a simple one. 158, your answer is correct. It's just like 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds before 257. So now it's 120. Next, and that's the question. The answer to this question, yes, it's 4. Next, problem 2. 158, the answer is wrong, but 257, your answer is correct. We need double 5, right? So the correct answer has to be 10. So now it is 1 to 1. Very exciting. 250, please avoid to do public chat. Even if you want to submit the answer, please submit privately. Now next, problem 3. 158, your answer is correct. So now this is just a simple calculation about similar triangles. The answer is again 6. All right, so now next, problem 4. So here, when we mean the number of the boxes, we start from 1, 2, 3, and so on. 158, your answer is correct. And so the correct answer is 216. It's still the first 3. So I think 158 wins, but I'm going to open the question to everyone, and 257, you can still win the glory by getting the problem 5 correct. Now 5, the answer is not correct. Do not guess now 5. 261, your answer is correct. The correct answer to this question is actually this. It's just a enumeration question. Are there any more answers? Yes. And this question, the answer is 7. And this question came from Math Kangaroo, as some of you suggested. All right, so now we are going to move on to the round 6. So 168 versus 181. Okay, so 168 and 181 are both here. So for round 6. So here is the first problem. One 68. I think the answer is not correct. 181. The answer is not correct. Both answers are not correct. Okay, so now 181, your answer is correct. And also before that, 261 and 238 get the correct answer. And because this is what? This is 5 times 81, which is 3 to the power 4th. Well, this is 3 to the power 4th times 5 squared. So for this, in order for the LCM to work, n needs to contain a 5 squared. Well, how many 3 they have? This could be anything. It could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter because the highest one contributed by that. So there are 5 numbers to add up. So adding up all together, the answer is 3025. Okay, so now this is, I think, 181, 226 is 120. Next, problem 2. This is an arithmetic problem. 195. The answer is wrong. 268. The answer is correct. The answer is 3. So for these typical, the key thing to be careful to start with would be here. In the last equation, we must have a 7. And then the other 4 has to be came from 8 times 2. And then still can fit in the other by just in the first 2 equations because it's just addition and subtraction. Next, problem 3. This is a fairly easy question. 181, the answer is wrong. 268, the answer is wrong. 181, after the third try, your answer is correct. And the answer is actually 1000. This would be a very easy question because if you start with B to be 1, so that's definitely good. It's very big. So even you up to 1000, this will be only 1025, right? It's only 1025. So this is 1.025. It's greater than 1.024. Well, for the next one is 1024 divided by 990. Sorry, divided. The other one would be be 1024 divided by 1001, then it's of course less than 1002. So this is just the first 1000. Okay, so now we have 3 problems. Now next, let's see problem 4. So far it's 2 to 1. Yes, 238 to 84 and 921. Your answer is all correct, but among the 2 players, 181 gets the answer slightly faster. And the correct answer to this question is 25/7. So, okay, so now I think 181 wins, right? And okay, so now I'm going to open the so am I right? So 181 is 3 to 1 versus 286. Is it right? Can we open the so other people 250 and 921, please well behave. And I think this is just like you continue to use the, the the similarity triangles, right? So for these, if we have 3, 4, 5, so here the ratio to here should be also, the ratio to here should be also 3, 4, 5, and then 3, right? So you mean 7 units is 5. So each unit is 5/7. Now this is 5 units. So it's 5 times 5/7. So it's 25/7. So it's really fast. Okay. And so now, am I right? So I just want to quickly, Kevin. Okay, so you already announced, yes, 91 wins. So now next, before that, let's quickly finish this problem. So that is open to everyone, and then we start the next round, 197 versus 261. So this question open to everyone. So once you have the answer, you can put it in public chat. So definitely the answer is much bigger than 3/16, right? So at least 3 consecutive flips are the same. Okay, so 284 get it right. And interestingly, if you list out all the possible cases, you will see that exactly half of the case make this happens. Okay, so now next we are going to move on to round 7. And for round 7, and can we make sure that the 2 people are there? 197 and 261. Can you see something? And 250 and 921, please try to type lines. 170, 197 and 296. Yes. Is it 261 or 296? So what are which two should be the correct one? Are there anything needs to update? Okay, 197 versus, okay, so 197 versus 296. Okay, so this is not a public one, and so now we are going to start round 7 between 197 and 296. Okay, the first problem. Okay, so 296 get it right, and there are only 2 bucks. So we take an average, and then we see average we need. It's kind of like 13, guys. 4. average speaking is we only need 13, so we need to move 2 books out. Okay. So yes, now next. Problem 2. That is also a very simple question. Yes, 197, your answer is correct. Now it is 1 to 1. So we could see that the decimal part of A is the decimal part of B is 0.14, the decimal part of A is 0.72, while their integer part is kind of like 2. So it's just 2 plus 0.274, 72 plus 0.14, so it's 2.86. Now, next, problem 3. That question is slightly difficult. Rule 84, the answer is wrong. Two 84, the answer is correct. 261, the answer is correct. $197, your answer is correct, right? Yes, these key questions, some people say that would be what the ratio of that, 288 versus 360. If you write down as 360 minus 72, then this is 360. That is easy to see that would be 4 and 5, right? So the base is actually, so when you fold, the situation would be this long hat is 5, this is 4, this is 3, so why the volume is easy to calculate. So that will be just 60 pi. Okay, so now that's the next question is critical for 296. Problem 4. So 197, the answer is correct. The largest number, actually, what you could do is for this question, you need to make full use of 2000. The 99 is different by with 1 with 100. Then that's it. Okay. So 197 means. And now the next question, we open to the public. So 261 get the correct answer. and the correct answer is actually 1/6. You could do a little bit of the casework to get it. So for now, we need to go back faster. So now we are going to be on round 8. So who will be in round 8? So it's 261 versus 284. So 261 and 284 are both here. So now we are going to start the first question. This is kind of like an algebra problem. This question shouldn't be that difficult.
$264 and $284 and $261 have both posted answers in public chat, and 284 has got it.
Okay, so now I figure out what's the issue, and the issue is my computer, and
Wait, what just happened?
I think you just left the meeting.
I think his internet just broke.
We're currently suffering from some technical difficulties right now. So if you could just wait a little bit while Dr. Yao rejoins.
Should we call him Dr. Yao or should we call him a math coach?
He's fine with whatever. Or if you guys be a little patient here.
Why are you doing that?
School. Big.
okay, so I'm back, and I'm back. One moment, let me see. Okay, so it seems that this live broadcasting is still on, and but still, I'm having trouble to see the chat, and sorry for the delay. So what I have to do is I think I have to restart my computer, and so that my Zoom won't freeze. That may take 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to quit again. So sorry about that.
Love you.
Wait, you're here, James?
What?
你知聊係咩？
Hello, humans. Ohio. What?
Are you there?
Can you hear me? Where did the host go?
Something
In case
went wrong.
anybody's like coming in right
He went
now,
to Ohio.
we're currently suffering from some technical difficulties, so just
He
be patient
quit.
and wait for a little bit.
257.
Did he go to Ohio?
I think he's in China.
Who do you think will win? Probably
Nathan
150.
Liu or is Nathan Liu?
Okay, I'm leaving now since I take
Probably
since the
181.
contest might be over.
Did anybody win
Is
yet?
he ever coming back, or did he just go to sleep?
He'll be coming
Why?
back. He will be coming back.
Okay,
Wait,
Just wait a
Rude,
little
don't
bit.
leave. He has some technical
Alright.
difficulties.
okay.
who
My
won?
dad wants me to leave.
But who won?
There's
Go to
a
San-
probably like a 60% chance 158 wins.
Okay, I guess he's back.
Yes, he's back.
Is he?
Back?
Oh, that's good.
Sorry for the delay. So
not back
now I'm back.
Oh, he rejoined.
I
Yay.
think the thing should be fine this time. Right? Okay. Let me have everything set up. Okay, so now this, let me check. Yes, whatever it is. So now we are going to be on the next problem, which is still the meeting chat is still, what's wrong with the chat. So right now the thing is, I still cannot see the chat.
Make them open their mic and just shout out the answers then.
Moment.
Wait. Math coach, are you there?
I think this countdown might just end right here.
Okay, so now I think it works.
Hopefully.
All right, so now I think I can also see the chat. And now we are going to start again, continue.
284.
Next
284.
will be problem 2. So for this question, actually, n is just 666. And the sum of digits of n is 18. Next, problem 2. Yes, 284 get it right, and the answer is a quarter. And for that problem, what you can do is you can just draw. The answer is a quarter. What you can do is you can draw a square, and then you separate them into 4 parts, into a 4x4 grade, and the good region is, this is the center, so actually this is the good region. Okay, so now what's the, it's 0 to 2 now, and now next, problem 3. $261, your answer is correct. Now you get 1 point. And so what we do is, of course, you should start with what? You should start with just this 1, 2, up to 24. And then for A1 and A24, then the average would be 12.5, so double would be 25. So it means we need to solve the equation. So 1 plus 2 plus 24 plus x equals 25 times 25, right? And then that gives x is 325. Finished? Okay, so now next as we move on to problem 4. $284, the answer is wrong. $261, the answer is wrong. 284. The answer is correct. And I think for these questions, the answer is, and we know that the two solutions would be c plus square root of 6, c minus square root of 6. These will be the two root, and then by Veta's theorem, x1, x2 is the c squared minus 6, which is c. Then we get c squared minus c minus 6 equals 0. Then we get c minus 3 times c plus 2 equals 0, giving c is positive. So c is 3. And then the two solutions are 3 plus square root of 6, 3 minus square root of 6. Their sum is 6. So which means b is negative 6. So actually here, I think actually there's a sign mistake, right? There should be negative b because I assume b is positive integers. Yes. So there's a slightly minor mistake. But I think, and that is finished this round, right? And the next question we are open to public. Am I right? So this question is slightly harder. No, now 5, the answer is not correct. Yes, the answer is an integer. No need to think about cyclic. Think about symmetry. No, 285, the answer is not correct. Oh, think about geometric transformation. The answer is an integer. Yes, the answer is an integer. Geometric transformation, geometric transformation, geometric transformation. Now, I haven't got the answer. So yes, 238 finally got the correct answer. So the idea is you make it b prime. So to make it the same, right? So now what happens? Now what happens is this is 5. This will be 3. So that will be 4. Okay, so you know this must be 90 degree, right? So you know this must be, this must be 90 degree, right? Okay, so what will the area? So it's half times 5 times 4. 4 plus half times 8 times 4, which is 10 plus 16. That is 26, right? Okay, problem 5 finished. Now we are going to move on into the final round. So now each round will have 7 problems. So so anyone who first get 4 questions correct will move on to the next round. So now it's 148 versus 181. Problem 1. 158, get it right. And the correct answer is 225. Because it must be, the answer definitely, it must be a factor of 2025, but this GCD must times two small things, M1 plus N1 plus K1, right? Equals 2025, but this is at least 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6. So what we have to do is you have to divide it by at least 9. Okay, so now next, problem 2. $181, the answer is not right. $250, the answer is not right. $158, the answer is not right. Be careful that it has to be in the reduced format, in the simplest format. 181, the answer is not right. Yes, everyone knows this problem is about telescoping, but we have to get the final questions, the final answers correct. 158, the answer is not right. Now 5, the answer is wrong. Are there any more answers? 158, the answer is correct. The correct answer is 368. Right. What we need to be careful is, we need to be careful about this is actually, oh, maybe I quickly do it. So first we get factor 11 out, and then it becomes 1 over 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus dot 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 plus 1 plus 2 plus dot dot plus 2024. And then you flip it, then you get 2 over 11, and then 1 times 2 plus 2 times 3 plus dot 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 plus 2024 times 2025 minus 1, right? Then this becomes 2 over 11 times 1 minus 2025 over 1. And then it's 2 times 11 over 2024 over 2025. The thing is, this 1 over this is divisible by these things can cancel out, right? So in the end, they will get 368. Okay, so now this is that, and the denominator is actually, really, it's 2025. So now this problem 2. Next, problem 3. $158, your answer is correct. And so this, in order to find out the remainder by 70, so by Chinese remainder theorem, so what do we need to know? We need to find out the remainder 1 divided by 10. And from the condition about 20, we know it's 3. And then 1 divided by 7, by 21, we know it's 5. Now what we do is it's simple. So we just have a try. So it's 3, 13, 23, and 33, 43, and so on to see which one has remainder 7 when divided, has remainder 5 when divided by, has remainder 5 when divided by 7, and it will be 33. Okay, so now 158 versus 181 is, it seems to be 3 to 0. And so next question is critical for 181. 181, the answer is wrong. The sum of O. 158, the answer is wrong. 181, the answer is correct. And so these, we have two solutions. One is 45, which means x equals y. So when x equals y, you add up together, then you could see that if x plus y 0 or not, then z is 45. When x is not equal to 5, then z is actually 5. So 45 to 5 added all together, 50. Okay, so now it's 3-1. Wonderful. Now, next. So 181, you still have chance. Next. Problem 5. $181, the answer is wrong. So octahedron, it means this 3D shape has 8 faces. 905, the answer is relevant, but that's not correct. 158, the answer is wrong. Yes, the answer is an integer. $181, the answer is wrong. 905, the answer is wrong. $158, the answer is correct. And now you win this round. Actually, what the situation happens is in each equilateral triangle, in order to make it cut, to make it an equilateral triangle, what we have to see is you need to cut 1/3 of it, right? Well, in the octahedron, when you cut 1/3, so each part you cut 1/3, so this part would be what? Would be 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, which is 1/27. But it's our 1/27 of these these this octahedron, and there is sorry. Sorry, what I just said is true, wrong. So there are 6 faces, right? So then what we have to cut off is these we only get 1/27, but then there's the other one. So altogether, the volume wise is only 1/54 and 6 vertices. So it's cutting out 1/9. So this will be 2000. So the correct answers would be, oops, 2025 times 1 minus 1/9, which is 18. Okay. So giving limited time, I think what I'm going to do is we are going to skip the next 2 questions and we directly go to the next round. But 181, do not leave. There's still the other round for bronze final. Okay. So what would be the next round? This is between who and who? So 197 and 284. Can you see something? Yes, 197. Are you there? Okay, so now we are going to start the first problem. This is an easy one. So 284, your answer is wrong. 158, your answer is correct. And 197, your answer is correct. Now, it's 120. Yes, 284, you also almost get it. This is simple, right? Because n times n minus 3 equals 2 is 27, which means n times n minus 3, which is 9 times 6. So n equals 9. And then what is each exterior angle? That is a quicker way to calculate. Would be 360 divided by 9, so that is 40 degrees. So the interior angle will be 180 minus 40 degrees, so that is 140 degrees. Next, problem 2. $284, your answer is correct. So this, again, we can use a little bit of ratio. The correct answer is 8 minutes. Okay, so now it's 1-1. Next. Yes, that needs a little bit of calculation. So 905, your answer is wrong. 284, your answer is wrong. 284, your answer is wrong. 250, your answer is wrong. 284, your answer is wrong. 197, your answer is wrong. 158, your answer is wrong. Yes, that is essentially just a simple addition, and 158, your answer is wrong. Yes, this is a simple addition, and again, this question came from a grade 5 primary school computation problems in China. Are there any more submissions? So far, no matter from what. So there's 197, the answer is wrong. We need to know that in the first number, there's 80 digits. Well, In the second one, in the second number, there's only 50 digits. Okay, so now I see the first correct answer came from 158 and followed by 284. Okay, so now it's 1 to 2. Okay, so these you just need to calculate carefully. The correct answer to be 263. Next, problem 4. 284, the answer is wrong. 158, the answer is wrong. Did I? So far, there's no correct answers yet. 227, the answer is not correct. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so 284, your answer is correct. So now the idea is we need to see altogether how many factors. Altogether, how many has n has a form of p1, alpha 1, p2, alpha 2, p3, alpha 3, p4, alpha 4, and then alpha 1 plus 1 times alpha 2 plus 1 times alpha 3 plus 1 times alpha 4 plus 1. That is what? That is 4 prime numbers plus 346 accommodated plus 1, so it's 351. 351 can be written as 3 times 3 times 3 times 13, right? So the situation has to be p1 square, p2 square, p3 square, p4 to the power of 12, right? So then how many choices are there for the perfect square? So this could be 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, oops, up to 12. So it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 7, which is 56. Finished. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the next problem. Wait. Problem 5. 158, your answer is correct. 197, the answer is not right. Are there any more answers? Yes, 1722. Your answer is correct. Oh, yeah, but that's not 197. I misread it. No? Are there any other answers?
Was I correct?
This is actually a real math counts problem. It is not something that I cooked.
Not. I thought it was an AMC problem.
To 84, your answer is correct, but you should do it on public chat, right? You want to do on public chat or you want to give this question to 197? Okay, so you do it on public chat and then which means you win. And so this question is actually simple. X squared minus 5x is 1 minus 8, which is -7, right? So the x to the fourth can be written as, so we could do that. So x squared minus 5, x squared minus 5x cubed plus 25 x squared minus 9. So then it becomes -7x squared minus 5x, x squared minus 5x minus 9, then -7x squared plus 35x minus 9. So -7x squared minus 5x minus 9. So -7 times -7 minus 9, which is finished. Okay, so now I think we already determined the top four, and but for 197, and now you need to continue, and we want to determine the bronze level first. So again, so this would be among the 7 problems. You get, if you first get 4 problems correct, then you will have the chance. So 191 and 197, are you there? Can you put something? Then we start. I think we already start, right? Please. So the first question already appear on mine. Yes, 181, your answer is correct. So the correct answer for this is 17/21. Okay, so now this is 1-1. Next. Problem 2. Now 5, the answer is wrong. The answer is wrong. $158, your answer is correct. Of this question, what we need to use would be just a triangle inequality, and the altitude is linked with the size by area. I think there's a similar AMC questions like that. Are there? 181, your answer is correct. And this would be 88. So what does it mean? Would be mean we need to find out the two inequalities should be this. The triangle inequalities is equivalent to that. But only these two are good, so you can find out the range. The final answer is 88. Okay, so now next, problem 3. We want to find a 4-digit number when it's reversed. The reverse number is 4 times the original number plus 3. Yes, our problems are getting slightly difficult. As I believe for this round and next round, most of the problems are much harder than the actual math counts national countdown problems that we will see. But you see, this number cannot be too big. This number definitely is less than, most likely it will be less than 2025. It's definitely less than 250, right? So if it's 250, then it won't work. So 197, the answer is, of course, not right? You reverse it, 2000 times 4 is already 8000 something, right? So it cannot be correct. So 3132 is too big. Yes, 172, you got the correct answer. But we need to wait to see whether 181 or 197 will share the same idea with you. Yes, 172. I know that your answer is correct. $197 and $181. We believe that you have the capacity to solve it. Take your time, in math counts national, there's only 45 seconds, but in the real math research, it could be more than 45 years. So take your time, and I'm impressed by that there's still 20 plus people watching. Yes, 158. You also get the correct answer. So the answer cannot be very big. It's less than 2,500. And also you could check whether this number is odd or even or whatever. Go from there. So 181 and 197. Do you have the answer? Okay. So 181 get it right. And you see 197. Actually, you have a competitive advantage on this problem because the answer to this question is 1,997. You only need to add a 9 and then you could get the answer. All right, so the next question will be critical for 197. Problem 4. Yes, 158. The answer is fast. 181. Yes, your answer is correct. Unfortunately, one wait. 190. Oh, okay. No, wait. Yes. I think there's some sorry. I think this problem has some typo in it because it has to be. I think I made a sign mistake again, right? So a is a positive integer. A actually should be a negative integer. Okay, so maybe we will anyway. We will wait. We will ignore this problem, and maybe we move on to the next problem 5. So this question will not be counted. One 181. The answer is not correct. Read the question carefully. 181. Now your answer is correct. And so there are two solutions, and the two different solutions. The sum of the three prime numbers could be 21 or 26. But 26 is the correct answer. Okay, so now we finished the bronze medal, although it's an image medal, goes to 181. So now we need to check who wins the gold, who is the champion, and who wins the silver. And that is between which two people? The final countdown is between 158 and 284. Okay, so now here is the first problem. Again, that problem is primary school math competition problems in China, grade 5. 158, the answer is wrong.
Oh.
158, your new answer is correct. Now it's 120. Also, now 5, you get it right. Okay, so now this is actually, I think, the cube. So the new cube, the original, the cube form is 7 by 7 by 7, and the original volume is 7 times 7 times 5, which is 245. Okay, so problem 1 finished. Next, problem 2. 158, your answer is correct. And yes, 284, you also get the correct answer. But 158 is slightly quicker, so it's 220. This is actually simple. Because this integer could be 0 to 12. So that's why there are 13 possible cases for the corresponding x. We don't really need to know what are these x. Next, problem 3. $158. I think the answer is not correct. $284. I think the answer is also not correct. $158. The answer is correct now. The final answer, 675, is the correct answer. So we need to satisfy all these, all these 7 conditions. 675. Okay, so now the next problem becomes very critical for 284. And so here is problem 4. $158, the answer is wrong. $158, the answer is correct. And now I think we have determined the champion, and that is 158. So I think in the past 3 years, each time we run this countdown practice more than 4 hours. Now this time we run it slightly shorter, but it's still nearly 4 hours. So congratulations to 158, you win the champion. And but of course, everyone here, starting in 100 something and 200 something, has the chance to win the champion in the real mass counts. So what is our reward will be some Amazon gift card, and after that, and please make sure for those for the top four, and let your parents connect with Professor Guo in the WeChat big WeChat group. And what else I want to say? So yes, I haven't seen many. I think I never seen any of you before. And but this summer I'm going to the US to attend the Art of Sciences mass camp and the summer camp. So I will be there in case you are here, then we could see each other. And I think that's all for now. Any comments or questions before we end?
Who is 284?
Koala.
Koala who? Like, what's his actual Mac? Oh, Andy Liu. Which state? Oh,
And of course, you
Texas.
can try to make friends through this opportunity. And also, I think you can see face to face and in the mass counts event. Probably the most important thing later on you'll see in life is not whether you win the award or not, but it is like how many friends you make during the event.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, so if there's no comments, thanks for your focus and efforts, and we make it to make this an interesting event. And never give up.
DC.
And the bright future is always
56.
awaiting for you. And so, bye bye.